Well, good afternoon, everybody. Thank you for joining us. Today we are going to be signing another 226 bipartisan bills into law, including legislation to legalize sports betting in the state of Maryland. We're enacting the Jordan McNair Safe and Fair Play Act, which provides critical health and safety measures for student athletes, as well as multiple pieces of legislation to make our K-12 schools safer. Last year, I issued an emergency order to help struggling bars and restaurants, which allowed for them to have carry-out and delivery of alcohol. We're now signing a bill which will allow that to continue. We're signing bills to provide additional support for Maryland veterans, including legislation to provide mental health first aid training for veterans and their families, and to expand the court dog program to veterans. And we're also repealing the state song, which is a relic of the Confederacy that is clearly outdated and out of touch, along with 200-plus other bills. I just want to thank my partners here, thank the legislators, the presiding officers, and legislators on both sides of the aisle. I think it was a really good session. I want to thank you both and your entire teams for working together with us in a bipartisan way. And lastly, I just want to share a bit of good news that the three of us have agreed to. We're pleased to announce here together with the presiding officers that we've fully authorized the State House to be open for visitors and tour groups once again beginning Friday. And I think it's just one more step in the right direction and a return to normalcy after a hard-fought battle against COVID-19. And with that, I'll turn it over to you, Madam Speaker, or Mr. President.
All right.
You know, I was being deferential to you. I was trying to even it up.
Well, thank you. Good afternoon, everyone. Thank you, Mr. Governor. Thank you, Madam Speaker. It is such a pleasure to be here. It is funny to be here without masks on. We can feel the after times of this pandemic, and I just want to thank the administration. I want to thank my partners across the hall, but most importantly, I want to thank Marylanders for doing what it took to get through this crisis. It is not over. There is still a long way to go, but we are seeing the emerging promise of tomorrow. And I think that this is an unbelievable opportunity. It is incredible to be here, signing over 200 pieces of legislation. I believe that 43 of the 47 senators will have some piece of legislation signed into law today. And so it's an exciting day. We're dealing with problems that are new to our area with things like sports betting, but also further investing into the recovery and making sure that we are going to be building back stronger together. Fundamentally, that's what this session was about. I think we did it together. And so today is a celebration of that reflection for Marylanders. And I want to thank all Marylanders for their continued vigilance throughout this. Final note is just on the vaccines. We were very thankful to have the Secretary of Health join an oversight work group yesterday, an incredibly informative discussion and the candid conversation about how we're moving into a new phase where supply used to be a problem. Thankfully, that's no longer a supply issue, and the administration has done a great job of expanding access across the state. We're moving into a demand side issue, and we have to make sure that everyone understands the value and look forward to the continued partnership to make sure that these vaccines get out as quickly as possible. So with that, I will stop there and say thank you, Mr. Governor. Thank you, Madam Speaker. Let's continue doing the people's work.
Thank you.
All right, and I'm pleased to join the Governor and the President as we continue the work we started this session. Each of us wants Maryland to be one of the best states in the nation to live in, to raise a family, to get an education and grow a business. I appreciate their partnership as the legislature pushes to correct some mistakes of the past, overcome the impact of COVID on the health and economy of Marylanders, and pave the way towards a more progressive future. This year, we specifically looked at legislation through the lens of inclusion. That's why I'm particularly proud that we will sign legislation that opens up opportunities in the industry of sports betting to minorities and women, and want to thank the members of the Ways and Means Committee for their efforts in this. This, as many of you know, this was a ballot issue that was overwhelmingly passed during this past election cycle. Right now, we get to do the easy work of putting pen to paper. But some of these bills, like the state song repeal, which was mentioned by the governor, have been in the making for years. Sometimes can take a while to pass meaningful, effective legislation and get it right. Today, I believe we got it right. We're expanding the rights of Marylanders, positioning us on the right side of history, and making this state one of the best in the country. With that, let's put some of this pen to paper.